Hope you're having a wonderful day. I wanted to look at this Dead Space rig. There's a 4K version, and it's like almost 160 megabytes. And then there's a much smaller non-4K version. And I don't know how much difference we're going to be able to tell between these two, but it is a huge file. Well, a huge size difference. Like I said, this is almost 160 megabytes. This is under 10. So, you know, it's close to 10. So, first, let's look at the credits here. The credits are to Svarttjern, MyCart, and Vitriks, and I'm sure I'm not saying that one name right, and I'm sorry about that. It's Dead Space Rig 4K textures by those three modders, and Mod 620 has ported it over, which we appreciate all of those folks. So if we look at these two, the smaller one actually has more favorites than the bigger one, and it looks like it might have more ratings too. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that it's better than the big one. What I wanted to do was take a look at the 4K one on Jenny and John, sort of check it out, and then we can look at the smaller one and just kind of see, you know, what the difference is. I can't download both at the same time because I think they probably use the same file name. So I'm just going to do the 4K one, and then we'll look at this one. It shouldn't take long. It's really just an outfit, and I don't see that this would take that long. Let's see, we're on John. Let's start with John since we're on John here. I am going to see how it looks on both, so we can see how it looks on a male and a female. Sometimes things look differently, and you have to remember Jenny, the females, I'm using a CBBE body. And sometimes that makes a difference. It makes me question whether for these shows if I should just get rid of that. But then if we had CBBE clothing, she would need the CBBE body, so it's a choice. But for the sake of our shows, I may need to start disabling the CBBE stuff and then, you know, turn it on when she needs it. So it's, again, it's a choice. It's like some of the Chief stuff. I should some of the, you know, John stuff, I should probably turn some of that off to make more room, but so far I haven't really had a big space issue. Here we go. Alright, so here's John, our favorite Spartan. Alright, so he's going to craft us up the gloves, the helmet, and the suit. Ta-da! I don't think there's anything else to do. This was a pretty straightforward mod. Now let's go over here. Let's see if we can mod this at all. We can. We can give it. We can mod it quite a bit. Let's do a second version then. We'll have an unmodded version and a modded version just to look at the stats. Actually, is that necessary? You can look at the stats here. You look, if this is the unmodded, and the stats are, well, I'll tell you what, we'll do it anyway just so that we have it to compare. Alright. Now let's see, is there any value in looking at, that's just gloves, that's the helmet, and that's the spacesuit. Okay. I'm not sure that's very valuable to look at there. I think it'll be better to look at on the Chief. Alright, so let's take let's try, I'm just gonna mod one of them up. It does give you quite a bit more resistance, it looks like, for the armored. Let's Let's just do pneumatic. I'm not really paying that much attention, but if you'll notice, it looks like it's all going to come up armored. We can look at the difference, but you can see that the resistance and things go up quite a bit with the ballistic weave. The pneumatic is more of a reduces the magnitude of incoming staggers. There's this increases duration of chems. I use this a lot sometimes to reduce weight and increased AP bonus. But you can do like this, and that'll give you more reduced damage from explosions. You can choose a lot of things. That's better radiation damage. Reduces radiation damage. The bottom one isn't always the best one, but I do that a lot just to, This gives you more. The shielded is pretty good. It gives you more energy resistance. It really doesn't improve the radiation resistance, if you notice. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It's the same as lead lined with extra energy resistance. So it makes me think that shielded lining may actually be the best. And that these others are situational depending on what you're doing. So shielded lining may actually be the best overall. But I'm going to leave, tell you what, let's do shielded lining since we're messing around, right? Alright, so we did shielded lining. Let's do shielded lining on this too, just to see what we can get out of it. Oh, we don't get shielded lining. Oh, that's weird. You don't get shielded lining except on the body. I guess that's because that's the only time you would need it, I suppose. We could do lead lined. That would give us more. Asbestos protects us from energy damage and fire. Lead lined gives you more radiation resistance. But that's just your head. Let's go lead lined. Let's see if that says much different. Not really. So the gloves. So let's see what the gloves. Is that going to be a big difference? No, you're still going to be lead lined. It looks like you could do asbestos lining for the gloves. Maybe that would keep you from being set on fire. I don't know. That's funny. Anyway, you get the idea. The difference between the Dead Space suit and the helmet and the gloves and then the armored versions. It's a significant difference. You're probably already used to that just due to the weave and stuff is different. But I just wanted to show that. The appearance is probably going to be the same. Let's put the gloves and the helmet and the spacesuit on. I personally think this looks really good. It kind of suits Fallout in a way because it doesn't look. It looks really good though. Yeah, it does. That looks nice. I'm just looking because it looks nice. Okay, I don't know if we'll see any difference. Probably not. Nope. The outfit looks the same whether you soup it up or not. But it looks really good on John. So I haven't fooled around with Dead Space because I'm not really a scary game person, and as you've probably noticed, I get startled easy, so I should probably play that sometime just for entertainment purposes, but it would be funny for you at least. But nonetheless, this looks really good on John. Whether you use the armored or the other, it looks really nice. I can't tell any difference. And you didn't get any options to change anything. which is okay. If this is how it's supposed to look, then this is how it's supposed to look. It looks really good. Alright, so now remember, this is the 4K version. We're going to try the lesser version. But first, I'm going to do a quick save here on John. And we're going to switch over to Jenny and see how it looks on her. And I do apologize for the load times, but that's really more on Bethesda and Fallout 4 than on me. Let's go to Jenny. She is also standing by to check out this suit and see how it looks. Pardon me, just having a little coffee here. All right. So, excuse me. So I am working on some playthrough games for Skyrim and Fallout just for fun. I don't know how much time I'll actually have to devote to them, but I will try to set the games up and do something with them. I'm thinking for Skyrim I'm going to do like a ninja game. And then for Fallout 4, I want to do like a Dr. Doom game where I have some nerdy little guy and he has a bunch of robots. Something silly like that. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, back to the task at hand. We'll have Jenny make, since it looks the same, I'm not gonna go through the upgrade process. We're just gonna have her make a suit. And we're going to have her try on. Now, again, she has a CBBE body, and, you know, you're, depending on the outfit, it can make a difference. Yeah, I think it, you notice how the coloring is different for her? I'm not saying it's bad, but it's different. Of course, I do use, let's take the helmet off for a second. Well, her face doesn't look messed up. Let's take the suit off for a minute. No, she doesn't look okay. Maybe it's okay. You know, I do use display enhancements, so her game may be saturated differently than John's. And that could be why it looks different. It looks darker. I would say, though, it still looks good. It just looks darker for her. And that may be a better effect, depending on what you like. But it looks really good on her. You can't tell that much. I mean, it could be... You can't really tell if it's a girl or not. It could be a smaller guy. I don't really see that as a problem, though. I think the suit looks good. And depending on the lighting, it does look a little different. I admit it does. But it looks really nice. I think you're getting some good graphics here. So let's hop out of here. This is the 4K one, right? Okay, I'm going to hop out of here and I'm going to switch to the lower res one, and I will come back and we'll look at that. But I'm going to take a moment to do that, and since that's going to involve, some downloading and some more reloading and stuff, I don't want to fill up this video with that. So I'm just going to stop it here, and then when I come back in a minute, we'll be using the lower res version. Okay. All right. So I'll be right back. Quick addendum. This is still looking at the 4K Dead Space outfit. This is now Jenny. I'll show you. So this is Jenny, and I was right. The saturation I have in her game That's why the coloring of the outfit looked different. If you increase the saturation, of course, it increases the saturation of the suit, and it will look slightly different. So John doesn't have any of that, so I just went to display enhancements and I turned the saturation off, and now Jenny's suit looks like John's suit. So you can see that here. So that way we wouldn't have any disparity between the two. I just wanted you to know that that was what the deal was, which makes sense, right? Okay, so Jenny's giving us attitude, so I'm going to continue on. I'm going to load up the lesser, instead of 4K, I guess the lesser textured version, and we'll see what it looks like in a minute. Alright, just wanted to let you know that. Alright, so we are back. Base rig. Now this is not the 4K version, this is the under 10 megabytes version. I don't know how much difference we will actually see, so it'll be interesting to see. And since I got the saturation level back to normal levels in Jenny's game, her suit should look the same as John's. So let's just load up Jenny here. Now I'm not sure, but since this mod basically has the same name as the 4K version, or at least I'm assuming and believe that the mod file name is the same, this could just load right up. You'll notice it didn't give us any indication that the mod was missing, and they may even have the suit automatically on. It depends on how things are done within the mod, but I'm pretty sure that we're just going to load this up and we're going to be able to see the non 4K version, but we'll see. If she's staying here with nothing on, then we'll go make her a new suit. But I did a reset to try to clear the 4K textures out. I probably should have done the lesser mod first and then the 4K version. Either way. Yeah, I'm just not sure that I'm seeing a big difference. And that's the thing. I think unless you're actually doing 4K, and whenever I'm doing my shows, I'm always doing 1080p because that's what the capture can handle. I don't have a 4K capture for the Xbox, and I would like to get one, but I don't have that yet, and maybe I'll get one in the next year or so. I think there will be more and more of those coming out. But nonetheless, I'm not seeing a huge difference here, and it's probably because I'm not running at 4K. I still think it looks really good. If you can tell any major difference, you'll have to let me know. I'm not seeing a major difference, so it looks pretty good still. I think it looks really good, actually. I think it still really looks nice. It looks very good. Let's see, can I do a picture? I took some pictures with the Chief, so humor me for a moment. I've got other crazy stuff on here. Let's not look at his back, let's look at his front. Or is this her? Oh, I can't remember. Okay, I think that's the Chief. Nonetheless, yeah, I'm not seeing a huge difference. I think if you had 4K going, you'd be able to tell more difference. But I'm not seeing the difference here. So let me pop out here. I'm not seeing a big difference. You may notice some difference in the textures, of course. Since I'm running 1080p, I'm not sure, since that means, if you just think about it, that means I never got the full 4K anyway. So of course I probably am not going to see much difference, if any. If you were running it on your, like if I changed my setup so I could see the 4K and took a picture, then maybe I would see a difference. This kind of proves that sometimes the high textures don't make that much difference. Now, sometimes it does, and I know it does, but sometimes not so much. So, I mean, if I was you, now if you're running 4K and you want to check it out, I would check out the smallest one first, and then check out the big 4K one, and see which one see if you can see a big difference. In this case, I forgot about that. Since I'm not running at 4K, I don't think we ever saw the 4K textures, so I'm not sure we're going to see any difference at all. So maybe this was not even worth the exercise. That's okay. If it's, I just wasn't thinking about it logically and mentally. Okay, I'm just going to tell you this is first thing in the morning, and I'm not awake yet, obviously. I'm not getting there. So anyway, though, I do think, regardless of the textures, regardless of whether you use the small or the large mod, this suit looks really good. Now, I'm not as familiar, like I said, with Dead Space, but it looks really nice, and it looks pretty accurate to what I think it's supposed to look. So, good job to the modders and the person that ported it. Looks like it stayed in good shape and worked properly. So, alright, so that is the Dead Space. Let's look at the mod again, because I don't think there's anything else I can show at this point. Loading. Keep those doggies loading. Load hide. Some folks might know what I'm referring to, and I apologize. Anyway, so this is the Dead Space rig. Now, this one is not the 4K version. There is a 4K version. Now, if I was running 4K, like I said, we probably would have seen a difference, because I was being kind of dumb. And of course, I'm not running 4K because I can't capture in 4K right now. Even if I was doing 4K, you would still only see 1080p, because that's what my card captures. So, blah. Anyway, I think it's a very good mod. If you're not really running 4K, I would just use this little one. But if you're running 4K and you want to see if there's some big difference, then try the big one and see what you think. You may see more difference. Of course, I didn't see any difference, because right now I'm not running 4K. Coming through my capture card, we're only going to see 1080p, and I forgot that. So that was my mistake. Anyway, it was still worth seeing that the little one looks really good. So if you're like me and you're not always running 4K, this small one looks really excellent too. So that just shows that they did really good work, in my opinion. So anyway, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later.